Hi everyone, it's Lisa with 2 E's and welcome to my third episode of Me and TV. Hopefully we'll have a new title by next week. I put it out there for you all to either come up with one or vote on the suggestions I already have, but I would love to give a shout out to anybody who can come up with the title. And I know I'm probably asking for trouble putting it out there on social media, but why not? So today I have 2 guests with me. I let my cat in the room, Chai, so you might hear her, but I figured if you can't beat them, join them. And she really tries to open up the door when I'm in here, like jumps up to the door handle and tries to pull down the door. She does know how to open them. So I figured letting her in here, she'll at least not attack the door. But she is part Siamese, so she does talk. So you might hear Chai chime in on some opinions. And my second guest is my friend Lorrie. She'll be joining us in the second segment, so I'm excited about that. After everything last week about the rant I deleted about spoilers and DVRs and watching shows and all that kind of stuff, I had to spend my Sunday catching up on HBO Go on Game of Thrones, which isn't really bad, of course, but I just wanted to watch it when I felt like watching it, relax. And this time I was kind of stressed out because I was done in my news feeds, like real actual news feeds. There comes Chai. My news feeds talking about Jon Snow. Look, I kind of knew that he was going to come back, or maybe he didn't come back. I don't know. For those of you who have not watched or haven't heard, sorry, Eileen. I told you and I promised you I would not do a spoiler on Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. I didn't mean to. But come on now, your news feed, it was even on CNN. So I was done. I didn't want to accidentally find something else out about the show. So I just had to watch it. And it was stressful because I enjoyed it, but I really didn't plan on enjoying it. But anyway, what a great beginning of the season. And okay, Chai must have liked it too. Oh, she's right up on the mic. Chai, I know what's going on. The next show that I caught up on is Veep, not because there were spoilers about Veep. Veep isn't that widely known for its exciting cliffhangers or cult following as much as Game of Thrones. But is it really cult when that many people watch Game of Thrones? Maybe not. But Veep was really... I just don't understand how not everybody's watching Veep. I laughed. And Matt, my husband, doesn't really watch it, but I play it in bed on my tablet, like I said. That's how I prefer to watch my catch-up shows. And he was laughing just hearing, not watching. He was just hearing the dialogue, and he was over on the other side of the bed laughing. It's crude. It's rude. It has tons of inappropriate language, a lot of cussing, sexist and racist in a good way. I don't know if that's... probably not, but it's a good show. So I'm actually excited that I have my shows caught up on, and I thoroughly enjoyed both shows, Game of Thrones and Veep. Veep, I love, 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 love. You need to start watching that now. Again, that's on the first 2 seasons on Amazon Prime. And if you don't have HBO, go. And then the other 2 seasons you do have to pay for. If you're unfamiliar with the show, Veep, it stars Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and she is the Vice President of the United States. And it's kind of like a funny version of House of Cards. If you watch House of Cards, which I do, which that's another one to put on your list, but it's a drama. This one is completely and utterly ridiculous, like it is, because come on, Game of Cards or House of Cards. I'm getting all my shows confused. House of Cards, is utterly ridiculous, but Veep is funny. utterly ridiculous. So again, check it out. But I do think it's unnecessary. This is where I was talking about the rant I deleted last week. In the year of 2016 and all these DVRs and Hulus and Netflix and Amazon Primes, really a lot of people don't, quote, bother to watch the show right away. But I guess, I'm probably the one to blame, because really, who gets 3 shows behind on such a highly anticipated show to return? So I guess I'm partly to blame. So in 2016, really, I think the new etiquette for TV talk is really ask the person, do you watch so-and-so? Do you watch Game of Thrones? Are you caught up yet? No? Okay, then I won't be an ass and start talking about it in front of you. Same with any other show. So I think that once we establish that, I think that Emily Post can include that in her etiquette book of 2016. If she could write it. But yeah, I think you should ask people if they watch a show, are they caught up before you start talking? It's the right thing to do. I'm here with Lorrie with 2 R's, and Lorrie is joining us. She is one of my best friends, and I asked her to join me on the podcast. Lorrie, hi, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
First of all, I want you to describe my recording studio. Just tell everybody what you see here.
Okay, we're surrounded by towels and blankets, I guess for soundproofing. We're touching like friends always do. And we're in a room with music in the background.
Yes, we have an HOA meeting tonight at the pool, and I live across from the pool. Needless to say, neither Lorrie nor I will be attending the HOA meeting. We're bad neighbors, so. Okay, Lorrie, full disclosure, I have a question for you. Full disclosure.
Okay.
From you. Have you listened to any of my episodes?
I have not. Okay. I wanted to be fresh.
Oh, good answer. Nice. Well, the reason why I ask is because in my first episode, I talk about Amber. And Amber is one of my friends prior to moving down here. And after I moved here, which is kind of unfortunate, I realized that Amber and I call her my TV twin. Okay. Every single show that we watch, each other watches the same one, and we love the same characters. We share the same TV sense of humor, and all that kind of stuff. So I call her my TV twin. Now, I would say that we're pretty similar, but I wouldn't call us TV twins.
No. We're TV cousins or something.
Yeah, first cousins, definitely. I don't think second cousins, but yeah, we do share some of the same shows that we like to watch together. Actually, Lorrie's the one who got me hooked on The Walking Dead, and it took you a couple seasons to convince me.
Yes, it did, because you were afraid of the zombies.
Yeah, well, I'm not a huge horror person, and you are. You like that kind of thing.
Definitely.
But how did you finally convince me to watch it? Do you remember?
I kept telling you it wasn't about the zombies. It was about the relationships and the survival instinct and, how society chanes.
It was funny. Those are the exact words I used. If you listened, sorry, if you had listened to my second podcast, that's exactly what I said. I said it was about the zombies, but it wasn't. It's like about the relationships and zombies, I guess what you said. But yeah, she got me. She's the one who convinced me to watch The Walking Dead, and Melissa came over, or she was here for Thanksgiving, and we binged the first 3. Oh, wait. Binge is a bad word, too.
Okay, because then you have to purge.
Well, I don't ever purge, but I keep it all in.
Oh, me too.
No, because binge it has negative connotations to it. That's so true. We call it marathon viewing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So we marathon viewed the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead over Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
So, screw the turkey, whatever. It was just The Walking Dead zombies. So we were really hooked on it. So that was
a zombathon.
Yeah, a zombathon. That's basically what we have. Tell, if people out there have not watched The Walking Dead, convince people that they should start.
Oh my goodness, the characters are amazing. They're so complicated, and to watch their journeys and how they change from season to season, but especially from the beginning to the end. You're going to see people go through similar metamorphosis at different times, and it's just amazing to see. The zombies are awesome, and the special effects are incredible. But what really gets you hooked is these are people that you want to be with, that you want to share an apocalypse with.
I want them on my team. That's for sure.
That's for sure. There's people who are all heart and human, and there's other people who are changing into monsters themselves. And even people that you loved before, you're like, oh my gosh, they're going through this change, but it seems almost that they have to in order to survive.
Speaking of, it's hot in here. I feel like I'm going through the change right now. Woo!
You're metamorphosizing.
Yeah, going through that change. Some people aren't caught up, so I'm not going to spoil it. But Lorrie, I love TV so much. I usually read articles about the TV shows that I watch. People are outraged about the season finale, thinking it was wrong to leave us hanging and not know what we're without saying anything, what we're supposed to know. And I personally think it was genius the way that they ended the season. What's your opinion?
No, I agree, and I watched The Talking Dead after, so I heard some of their opinions as well. But yes, they always give you a little bit of a hang, but this hang also gave you clues, and it's almost, I could see where people would get upset because it's almost a dilemma, because I actually went back and rewound a couple of times to see if I could figure it out by the clues that they had left.
That's what I did when Glenn supposedly died the first time.
Everybody talk about that. I almost cried. I was crying because Glenn is my favorite.
Well, wait a second. Well, Lorrie cries at commercials. So, well, wait, that's not fair because a lot of you do. But we will go to a comedic movie, and you know how they all have to have one touching point. It's not sad or anything. Lorrie's over there crying at every single film. I think you've cried at every film that we've seen.
I cry when
Bridesmaids.
I hear, I know.
You cried at Bridesmaids.
Well, that diarrhea scene was just so sad. I felt bad for them.
Yeah. Another show that I want you to recommend, because one night I got a text from you and you told me a show that I had to watch on Netflix, and tell everybody about that show.
What is it? Cuckoo, right? Oh, I forgot what see, I'm getting old. So
no, wait a second. But that's why I wanted.
What you're talking about?
Yes, it is. But how would you say the name of that show?
Cuckoo,
right? Yeah. But I don't like calling it that because it's an English show, and how they say is cuckoo.
Oh no!
How she's like, Rachel,
yes, right.
This is cuckoo or cuckoo, cuckoo. So
now that fit the show.
So I don't know how to say it because it doesn't sound right saying cuckoo when they all have their English accents and they don't say cuckoo like we did now. Who does it star?
Don't give me that.
Adam.
Thank you, Adam Sandberg.
Yeah, I watched, I think, the first episode right after you texted me, because when somebody texts me about TV shows, I'm going to watch it immediately. And it was, I really did laugh out loud. So go ahead through that little synopsis.
Say the funny part is that you love Adam Sandberg, but I loved the parents.
Oh, the dad was hysterical.
I died because that's so me.
No, but
trying to say, not say anything mean, but yet I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do in this situation?
Well, and he's always the butt. Everything happens to him. No, that was I was going to say. Cuckoo.
Right, Cuckoo, you're right.
He's a great character and funny, but the dad's reactions are they're priceless. It makes the show. They are. He's my favorite character.
Yes.
You know, because everything wrong that could go wrong could happen to him. Like, sure, of the girl out, the son's girl that he really liked in her camera pictures.
Oh, yes. And then they blame the dad. Oh, that was hysterical.
So, yeah. So, anyway, go ahead and describe the plot to that.
You know what? I'm just going to say that I was just rifling through my Netflix and I'm trying to figure out something to watch. And I said, I hate to say it, but I saw Taylor Lautner and it caught my eye. So I clicked on it and I started watching it. And I was in tears. I was crying. Tears were coming down my face.
Of hilarity.
Yes, not the sad part. Yeah, not the funny part. Yeah. It's just basically... A girl goes away. I don't remember if she was on vacation or a mission trip or something like that. And she meets this hippie, but worse than a hippie. He's just like he thinks he's a preacher of some type, and he believes in everything that's unconventional, and he's very, very unconventional. And she falls in love with him and gets married. And then she comes home to her parents in England with her new husband who has no job, who has everything that parents don't want you to bring home. It starts there. Adam Sandberg's character likes to walk around in the nude. He, in the family home, sit on the countertops. I think that was the one that threw me over the edge.
Lorrie doesn't like nudity at all.
Nudity, and especially on my countertop. And so
I love nudity on the countertop. We bleach before you come over.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so not to give away the spoiler, because I really liked it. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I finished, or I was near the end of the first season, and I was just reading about it because I read about the shows that I like. And I found out something horrible, which I'm not going to say what it is, but needless to say, I do not watch it anymore. I tried and I had to stop. Did you do the same?
Well, do you remember that I called you and said that I couldn't watch the second season?
Yeah. And
you said that you had heard that it wasn't as bad as you thought.
Right.
But now you're telling me you never could watch it.
I couldn't.
I was angry.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was so excited about the second season, and then I was like, what? I was outraged. So.
And I on the other hand I wasn't outraged because I was reading about it, and I said, okay, well, I'll give it a try. And I don't even know if I made it through the second episode of the second season. It felt wrong. The whole thing felt wrong, right?
I didn't even get to Taylor Lautner.
Damn. Okay, so the big question is, and I know you haven't listened to my shows, even though you're one of my best friends.
I'm not a technology person.
I told you it was on YouTube.
I know, but that was only like 2 days ago.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was 2 weeks.
I wasn't listening to you, I guess.
I mean, you're at my house on Saturday. We planned you to come here. I called you last week to ask. No, but the big question is, have you watched Schitt's Creek?
No, where I was looking on Netflix. I looked it up, but it wasn't on there.
It's not on Netflix. What would you look up?
What you told me. SCHITTES.
The show? What show?
Yeah. That show. I'm not saying it.
Oh, man.
You tried.
I did. On my second podcast. I'm glad you didn't listen. I said that you wouldn't say it. I was going to try to get you to say it. But I'm telling you, Eugene Levy made the point that it is a last name, and actually it is the last name of the person in the show. But
what's his first name?
Oh gosh, I don't know names, and I don't know names, and but he's played by Chris Elliott. Do you know who Chris Elliott is? Okay.
Yes.
So my Chris Elliott stories go back to the 80s on Late Night with David Letterman. That man has no shame whatsoever.
No.
And if you guys don't know who Chris Elliott is, you need to YouTube some old David Letterman shows from the 80s, because this man, he plays the straight man, definitely, and David Letterman, his laugh. But Melissa and I used to watch, he's hysterical on David Letterman, but he's on Schitt's Creek, and his last name is Schitt, and his first name is a play on words, and I can't remember.
Okay.
So I can't remember what it is. I'll
Like huge or
Hugh shit.
Huge.
So yeah, you got, it's actually on, the first season is on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I don't have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Well, I can steal it from you and then
Maybe.
watch it. There you go.
No, Amazon Prime. I would never give out my Amazon Prime password to anyone. Disclaimer. Well, that was my big question, but I just got to tell you, you got to watch it because I think you would enjoy it. I think they've got the dry humor that you
I love
like.
dry humor.
Yeah, dry humor. So I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're busy, so I really do appreciate the almost 15 to 20 minutes we're spending together.
That's right.
And I would like to invite you back if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, I'd love to.
And we might move to my closet.
Oh, ooh. Okay, that's tight corner.
No, I have a walk-in.
So what are we going to do when we come out of the closet?
Surprise!
No cameras, please.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, and
bye.
on to Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek's latest episode was titled Ronnie's Party, and of course it was hilarious. David has adventures in babysitting, and Moira's hair, or her wig, is really worth the watch in and of itself at Ronnie's party. Moira's wig is its own character, but it was good, and I did hear Chris Elliott's character's name. His first name is Roland, and his last name is Schitt. So that was the play on words that I had forgotten. I know some of you have begun to watch Schitt's Creek. Shout out to Eileen. She started watching Schitt's Creek and successfully marathon viewed the first season. So I'm wondering how far along the second season she's got. But I failed to give the premise of Schitt's Creek. And basically it's a very, very wealthy family whose financial manager has taken all of their money. The family is allowed to keep one of their possessions, and it happens to be a town called Schitt's Creek. They got Schitt's Creek because the father bought his son the town for his 16th birthday party as a joke. That's where they had to live, and it's a fish out of water story. But if you still haven't watched it, I want you to check out a clip on YouTube that you can watch. Of course, I mean, you're already on YouTube because I don't have my feed set up yet, but what I want you to do is check out one scene, please. It is my favorite scene of season 1 and 2. I don't know why it is, but I love it, and it is entitled Fold in the Cheese. So do a search on YouTube. It is on there. I've watched that clip many, many times, and I laugh every single time. So my favorite quote of the episode of Ronnie's Party, I'm making an addendum. I don't know what word I want to say. But anyway, I'm changing the rules on my quotes because Amber, my TV twin, last week I asked her what her favorite line was, and she gave me kind of like an exchange, and I thought, yeah, that's better because you get a little bit more context. And then also I decided, since I love almost everything that David says, or Daniel Levy says on the show, I'm going to have a favorite David quote every week. And I'm kind of sad because according to the internet, there's only 2 more episodes, and I'm pretty sad about that. So I have 2 quotes, actually, and they're going to be exchanges. So I don't know if I can call those single quotes, or do I have to say my favorite exchange? I don't know, but I'm just going to call them quotes. And I have them for you to listen to as well. The first quote is at Ronnie's party, and there is a big misunderstanding. And Gene Levy, of course, I do not know his name because I don't know characters' names, so I'm just going to say the dad, or Gene Levy, is John. His name is John. John is talking to another character, Ronnie, and, he means well. He's a sweet character. So here's the quote. Here's the exchange.
That I'm very comfortable seeing women with other women. Yeah, that didn't come out right. Moira and I have been very, very supportive of the LGBTQ community.
Oh, John.
Did I leave out a letter?
Okay, my David exchange, or my David quote for the week, comes toward the end. It's when David is babysitting. Here it is, my David clip of the week.
Honestly, nothing is more natural, aside from maybe the thread count in these sheets. But that's okay, because you're a woman now. And nothing about that is embarrassing. Well, I think it's going to come out. So I think my sister has some wonderful products in there for you. Health accessories. So feel free to help yourself to those.
So I'm pretty sure you can probably figure out what happened in the episode, but I love it. He's so funny. He's so cute. I love Daniel Levy. I want to thank once again my guest, Lorrie, RR, and I have a few reminders. Please check out Cuckoo on Netflix, first season. And if you want to know what Lorrie and I were referring to, you're just going to have to watch and find out. There's more than one season on there, actually. And most importantly, if you haven't or can't watch Schitt's Creek, search Schitt's Creek, Fold in the Cheese. It's great. Once again, this is Lisa with 2 E's. Thanks for listening.